And as I just mentioned, for many of us, working from home means no commute, no talking with colleagues, finding them on another floor of the building. We basically don't take a break from the screen. We sit at our desks. A friend of mine, who I won't name her and shame her, she got so into a paper that she was writing that she realised that she hadn't moved from her sofa in hours, not even to use the bathroom. And that is the definition of sedentary. But what if the answer to a healthier working day starts with something as simple as preparing and cooking a meal? Well, research suggests that preparing food can have benefits beyond nutrition, from boosting mood to supporting focus and creativity. So could cooking be the missing ingredient in our work from home routines? Well, joining me in the studio now, I have executive educator Adam Kingle, and sitting next to him is Dr. Jakub Radzikowski, who's a culinary professional. I don't know whether you two have any other definitions of yourself or descriptors. Adam, was that good enough?
Yeah, well, we met at Imperial College London.
Okay, that's even more impressive then. Okay, and what were you both doing at Imperial College, Jakub?
So I was running a workshop for an executive education program that Adam is the director of. I run a facility called the Chemical Kitchen, where we have
Chemical Kitchen sounds like something out of Breaking Bad to me. Come on.
Yeah. No, it's much more benign. So we take students or professionals from different kind of areas of work.
Yes.
And we put them in a professional kitchen where they do things with food, but not to learn how to cook, not to learn food science, but to kind of get insights into their profession via analogous kind of situations
like
that happen in the kitchen.
Give me an example. This is fascinating.
So the for the executive education course, we have people come in and they are engaged in a scenario where they have to work in small teams, but then also work in a big team to learn how to work as a system, which is what they want in the end from the whole executive education course. But in the kitchen, they explore a similar scenario where they prepare canapes for their party.
Okay.
And because it's in a different discipline, so usually they're healthcare professionals, when they come to the kitchen, it's a different scenario. They kind of apply what they usually do at work in this new scenario. It doesn't work, so in a way that kind of surfaces their assumptions for themselves to examine later on in the course, in the program.
That's fascinating. So, Adam, where does your interest in food lie?
Well, even though today I'm an academic,
yes,
years ago, and we have to go back to graduate school, when I was at UCLA, I thought I'm going to have to pay for this somehow.
Okay.
So I went to Le Cordon Bleu in Pasadena,
right,
studied all summer, and then worked in a professional restaurant.
In Pasadena, California?
It was in Brentwood, California,
okay,
to
posh.
put myself through grad school. And then ages later, much later, I started putting the pieces together of the different disciplines of my life.
Yeah.
So I wrote a book called Sparking Success, which is about how do you use creative arts in business to maximize your creative capacity and that of your team. So culinary arts was one of those disciplines.
Right.
And now this book that I co-wrote with Jakub, Executive Eats, is all about the confluence of nutrition, wellness, and performance. So brings together our lives of academia, culinary arts, nutrition.
Okay, so I've got the book in front of me, and it says Executive Eats. It has both your names on it, and it says The Cookbook for a Better Working Life. So what is the promise of this book in a nutshell, in a pea pod? With a pearl in it.
There are lots of things that, of course, might enhance your performance, whether at work or at home. And what I mean by performance, the ability to concentrate a little bit more.
Do you mean there is a food or a food group that can enhance our concentration?
There are nutrients, things we could be eating that can improve things like concentration, focus, mood,
like
sustained energy. Well, for example, if you want a better sustained energy throughout the day, because we know that it's hard to sustain energy, right? For example, tryptophan. Now, we think of tryptophan in relation to poultry, right?
Yes, turkey.
Yeah, turkey.
Or warm milk.
Yes. And tryptophan has really gotten a bad rep, doesn't it? Because we think of turkey, we think, oh, it makes me sleepy.
Yep.
We think about Christmas, right? I ate the turkey, the tryptophan kicked in, and I'm very tired.
Yes.
But actually, that's not what tryptophan does. Tryptophan helps us catalyze serotonin, the feel-good hormone. So that helps our mood
Is
boost.
all this information in this book?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, sorry, I interrupted because I'm getting excitable.
Well, and therefore, that helps us to mitigate anxiety, depression throughout the day, etc. We don't get sleepy because of the tryptophan in the turkey. We get sleepy if we eat too much turkey.
Right.
There's a difference.
Or too much of everything.
Or too much of
presumably.
anything. Yeah.
So, how do you both feel about people working from home? Have you seen that there is a move towards poorer eating, even though we've got the facilities to cook at home? I mean, what's your sort of summary of that, Jakub?
I work from home sometimes.
Come a little closer to your microphone. Yeah.
I work from home sometimes, and it is tempting to just focus on work and in a way ignore setting aside some time to prepare a good meal, which is kind of counterintuitive, because when you're at home, you don't need to go out to a place to have a nice lunch. You have your kitchen. You can do something on your own, and I feel like maybe people think that there is not enough time, or that they don't want to sacrifice too much work time to prepare the meal.
Or is it also psychologically, because when we initially start to work from home, work is work. And something like preparing food is supposed to be a home happening. It is something that's totally not in our working day usually. So is that why we do it?
Well, it's easy to sacrifice it.
Yes.
Right? You think, well, I've worked a hard day, so why should I now put in more effort to prepare a meal? The problem is, if I've been working from home all day, as you cited your friend, right, just sitting for hours and hours, we aren't doing any physical activity. Now, Chris Whitty recently referenced this study, which showed that even 11 minutes of moderate activity can improve potentially our longevity for up to 23%, almost a quarter. Now, preparing any kind of meal is going to take longer than 11 minutes.
And
right?
you're up on your feet and doing
something. And then
something.
you're up on your feet and you're doing things. So that automatically is a benefit, simply the act of cooking. But there's something even beyond that, which is if we can cook with our family, that connectedness also can improve both the quality and the longevity of our lives.
Really?
In these so-called blue zones in the world, like South Korea, Southern Mediterranean, etc., we think, well, they live an extraordinarily long amount of time because of the food that they eat, and that is part of it. But another aspect of what they do is shared activity. Enhances community, enhances that shared community activity, which in turn improves both the quality and the longevity of life on average.
Quite a good time then for parents who've got children at home to start helping them to do food prep and maybe join in.
Yeah, and there is another aspect as well where when you cook and you do it regularly, you will succeed. You will create a nice meal, which is a reward in its own.
Jakob, are you saying that in the beginning we're not going to succeed then?
No.
People give up?
Well, no. Let's say you'll cook a pasta dish once, and then every time you cook it, it will become a little bit better because you
easier.
learn, and easier. And there is something called an active mastery experience that's from psychology, let's say. And once you have these experiences of an active mastery, so you have done something and you are mastering a skill, those experiences are very, very rewarding, and they can also improve how you feel about work. They can make you more confident. They can make you, in a way, believe more in your own ability to achieve success, not only in cooking, but also in other aspects.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So what would be the best way to start incorporating cooking and preparing into our working day at home? Do you know what I've just opened the page on? 3-minute oat mug cake. Obviously, that sounds amazing to me.
So that one is really good. That one you just mix the ingredients in a mug, put it in a microwave, and you have a cake.
So I can't quite believe this: milk, honey, vegetable oil, bit of vanilla extract, oat flour or blended oats, baking powder, butter for greasing, and then anything you want to chuck in, fruits And that's it, and you put it in the microwave for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, 1 minute, depending on the microwave, yeah.
Okay.
And it's done.
And it looks like a cake.
Well, it looks like a cake in the mug, yeah.
I'm so doing this,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
going to film it and see whether it works.
Try
What
it.
would be your favourite recipe that you've chosen? Because basically, it's the book is divided into recipes. Some are from Jakub, and some are from Adam. Adam, what would you single out?
Well, I have a recipe in there which I call hacked mac and cheese.
Oh.
Because we all have a favorite mac and cheese recipe, I'm
See,
sure.
mac and cheese
right?
is so American. We
Yes.
say macaroni cheese.
Macaroni and cheese,
yes.
correct,
No,
yes,
we don't even
yes.
say macaroni and cheese.
macaroni
we say
cheese.
macaroni
That's true.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are two hacks that I thought about. And
Okay.
One is too often we bake the macaroni cheese.
Yeah.
When you bake it, what happens? It dries out. So all that lovely, gooey, rich, soft sauce has now become hard, and your macaroni cheese has become a cake, right? And you're sort of cutting it out
Back to
of
the
the
cake.
tin like a brownie.
Yes.
That's not good, right? We
Okay.
want the ooey gooey, loveliness and that protein, which is also good for satiety, right?
Yes.
As well. So the hack is make the sauce in a pot, cook the pasta separately, combine them, and serve. Don't put it in the oven.
Okay, no need to bake.
You don't need to bake it. If you want the breadcrumbs, toast them in a pan and sprinkle that
them
on
on top.
Yeah. But here's the biological hack. If you make the pasta the day ahead of time and then just reheat it.
Is that because it's the carb changes
Yes.
when it's chilled?
That's
Explain
exactly
this for
it.
us.
It tricks our body, and we think that the carb is more like a protein. We digest it more slowly. We digest more of it in the large intestine instead of the small intestine, which means we don't get on the metabolic roller coaster, which you often get when you eat pasta. So you will have greater energy and more satiety for longer simply from cooking the pasta ahead of time, which has also made your job easier in cooking in the first place.
So it becomes a different type of starch,
Yeah.
doesn't it? If you've put your pasta into the fridge.
Cook it and put it in the fridge the day before.
Yes. Wow. And that's better for us. Presumably, if you could bear it, having whole wheat pasta would be a good idea too.
Yeah, if you can grin and bear it, you go for it.
I like it, actually. I have no problem. When you were talking about the blue zones,
Yeah.
one of the things that singles out those countries is they do eat a lot of rice and carbs, which has been so demonized in a lot of our societies. When people do the keto diet, the paleo diet, the high protein this, every bar you can look at has protein on it. Nobody's looking at the sugar along with that, though. Is it important to start our days with protein? Both of you.
I mean, my personal opinion, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think what's important is to have a varied diet.
Yeah.
So just, eat 30 different vegetables per week.
Eat the rainbow,
Eat
in
a
other
rainbow.
words.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. In a way, just maximize the variety, and I think you cannot go wrong with that.
And all our biologies are different. But I mean,
Yeah.
for example, I know that I need some protein to
Yes.
feel full.
Yeah.
But we know that protein plus carbs are better in terms of feeling full for longer. So
Yeah.
this goes to the point of variety. A little bit of both can go a long way.
It's been such a joy to talk to you both. I could carry on for an hour. The book is called Executive Eat, The Cookbook for a Better Working Life by Adam Kingle and Jakub Radzikowski. Thank you both so much for coming into the studio.
Pleasure.
Thank you.